Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel in paradise again on the beach. A few of you yesterday picked up on the fact that I was just off the coast of West Sumatra, and yesterday there was a 7.3 earthquake about 5 hours ago from the time of me recording this, about 7 or 8 from the time of uploading. I'm fine. I'm walking along the beach. There currently is not a tsunami trying to take me away from the world and from you lot. So today we're going to talk about the big news that Mauricio Pochettino is set to take over and be appointed Chelsea manager. This is obviously big for many reasons. I want to talk in this video today about the more emotional side of the acceptance of Pochettino being in charge, because I've made it clear that he wasn't my first choice. There were managers ahead of him that were supposedly available that I thought would be significantly better appointments from Chelsea. But now that Pochettino is about to be in charge, I think it is important to not just think about the fact that initially I didn't want Pochettino to be Chelsea manager. It's important to think more progressively. Above all else, I'm a Chelsea fan. I want Chelsea to succeed. And I definitely think there are some seriously positive elements of what Pochettino can bring to the club. And when the news is finalised, I'll talk a lot more about tactical implementation. We'll talk a lot more about the players that will seriously benefit from Pochettino taking over as Chelsea manager, because I think some of Chelsea's better players, or at least some of the players that have serious potential, will improve massively with Pochettino as manager. As much as we can look back on the fact that he was Spurs manager, even for myself, it's a learning curve, because it's easy when I stand here or walk here or do whatever and say, I would like Julian Nagelsmann to be Chelsea manager. I would like Luis Enrique to be Chelsea manager. But we don't always get what we want. Sometimes in life you want a nice coffee, but all they've got is the one in the sachet. Luckily here they've actually got nice coffee and not just ones in sachets, which I'm absolutely delighted about, but you get what I mean. So with Pochettino, he was never going to be my first choice. And I think as soon as you pick a first choice, you then start to justify that first choice by picking negatives for all of the other options available, so that you don't have to spend all of your time in life wondering, why isn't it actually that I want Pochettino? Why should it be Nagelsmann? Otherwise I'd just be arguing with myself about who I want to be the next manager. So the whole Tottenham story, I still love Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte. Not in the same way that I feel that Chelsea affinity, because since then they've gone and managed other clubs. Both times, both managers, it kind of ended sour with Chelsea Football Club. But you can forgive and forget, and it's the same really here, where it's the Tottenham fans who should be the most upset that he used to be the Tottenham manager, because now he's taken over at Chelsea. I'm getting over it. It's not really a big deal. There are certainly elements of the potential Pochettino appointment that are really, really positive, and the current updates regarding where we're at with Chelsea appointing Pochettino, Mauricio Pochettino now closer than ever to get Chelsea manager job after crucial round of positive talks tonight. Negotiations entering final stages, still waiting for formal contract to be sent, checked and signed. Pochettino would join in June and not now. This is from Fabrizio Romano. So I think this is great. Any new manager who's coming in now at Chelsea, I think is foolish to step into this season before the end of the season. If you just look at the tickets on the Chelsea FC ticket exchange, if you've never been to Chelsea before and you've really wanted to go, now might be your time to go between now and the end of the season in the remaining home games, because a lot of matchday going fans are not interested in going anymore for the rest of this season, because they're so tired of everything that's been going on. And I think if Pochettino was to come in now and join, yes, it's not worked under Lampard. We didn't see a reaction. We didn't see a response. 4 defeats in 4, and I don't think we'll beat Brentford either. Pochettino comes in now, he's kind of riding a negative wave. It's like trying to ride a tsunami as the first time you ever surf. It's a stupid idea. I think that's actually a brilliant analogy for what's going on in the world around me right now. So for Pochettino to wait until June, I heard some rumours that they wanted him in for the Arsenal game. This is foolish. You want to put Pochettino in charge for Chelsea for the first time against a team that are desperately battling to win a Premier League title and who are significantly better than us? Delusional. If Todd Boehly wants to do that, that is beyond foolish. So for Pochettino to arrive in June, next season Chelsea won't have European football. That means one game a week, massive gaps between matches means more time on the training field, and this is exactly what Pochettino needs and wants at Chelsea. We need a manager in there who can embed ideas, but genuine ideas. With Graham Potter, there was so much chopping and changing as a result of the desperate need of a squad overhaul and rebuild, which is why we've got the rebuild series. Check out the latest episode from a few hours ago. Defenders, midfielders out later today. Graham Potter, we didn't see any differences in the negative side of the way Chelsea were playing from Thomas Tuchel's reign into Graham Potter's reign. When Pochettino's got time, he is brilliant at developing players. And I think it's important that we do give him time. We do support any new ideas that he's bringing in, because as much as it's easy for you guys to sit there and say, well, you wanted Potter out, but we saw nothing but deterioration from the first moment he moved in. And I think with Pochettino, it's not going to be an immediate fix, but because Chelsea don't have European football, all of the focus is on the training. When we narrow the squad down, all of that training focus, we see the implementations once a week. It's easier to implement ideas when you're focusing on tactical training as opposed to just maintaining fitness in a busy fixture schedule. Talks are progressing very well between Mauricio Pochettino and Chelsea board. The process is still ongoing, not done yet, but it's getting closer. Pochettino has told his backroom staff to get ready. He's the clear favourite since Friday. Chelsea will make the final decision soon. Look, I think it's pretty obvious. Today, maybe even tomorrow, we will hear that Pochettino has signed the contract to become the new manager come the end of this season. I will wait and see because of all of the chops and changes and twists and turns in this Chelsea managerial appointment. I'm going to go through all of my positives, all of my negatives when he is officially joined as manager. But at this point in time, it's looking like this is going to be done. The next piece of news that I want to discuss with you is Barcelona. We're talking about them again. I know I always make it a bit of a joke when we talk about Barcelona here on the channel, because how can they afford anybody? They're being a bit more realistic now. They want Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang back as their new number 9. I think anything that's associated to any Chelsea player, any Chelsea transfer, be it buy or sell, it's just becoming soap operatic now. Like, how does Aubameyang, after all of this failure at Chelsea, end up back at Barcelona? Like, it is a little bit crazy. And the caveat with all of this is that Barcelona reportedly want Vitor Roque, the young Brazilian striker who Chelsea should absolutely be trying to go for. They also want him as well, so whether they sign Aubameyang could depend on whether he comes through the door or not. But Aubameyang wanted by Barcelona. I think we can all probably agree here. Aubameyang, if Chelsea haven't been scoring goals and Aubameyang still doesn't get on the pitch, it's because Chelsea and Aubameyang is not a match made in heaven. So if he wants to go, if Barcelona want him, I say we just say goodbye and pretend this one never happened. The next news, after the defender rebuild video yesterday, Juventus could start negotiations for Kalidou Koulibaly, only under certain conditions, a dry loan or with the right of redemption. Koulibaly's agent wanted to bring him to Juventus last summer and is trying to reopen the talks. A lot of people in the comments of that video said Koulibaly needs to be given another shot. Koulibaly should not yet be sold and we need to give him time. We need to give him a run in the team. I disagree. After making that video yesterday, I think look into the future with Fofana, Badiashile and Colwill as the first choice centre-backs is the way that Pochettino's going to want to build and the way that Chelsea should be looking to build. This water's getting a bit weird around me, I'm not going to lie. I don't think there's any tsunami threat potently imminent right now, but we're going to get through the rest of the stories before anything does happen. Wilfried Zaha. Chelsea reportedly interested in signing Wilfried Zaha from Crystal Palace on a free. I feel as though we have heard the stories, the rumours, the Zaha to Chelsea. Like, surely this one has ran its course now. He's been offered 10 million a season at Crystal Palace. This guy's had chance after chance to leave for European football. He wants Crystal Palace to say, yeah, we're going to qualify for Europe. You're not going to qualify for Europe, Wilfried. But I also don't think that now is the time to join Chelsea. Chelsea, during this rebuild phase, we've got so many players at this club that are either not good enough or on the cusp of being good enough. So players like Wilfried Zaha, who on their day, fantastic, but once again, potential big egos in the dressing room. You're not guaranteed quality every single game. That is not the kind of player Chelsea need to be bringing in. We need to be bringing in direct upgrades to what we currently have, and I don't think Wilfried Zaha is going to be that rebuild signing. Chelsea also linked with Inter Milan goalkeeper Andre Onana. A 40 million euro price tag is currently on him, which is, I think, pretty much the same kind of price tag as he's had for his whole career. But good to see that we're linked with decent goalkeepers again. Chelsea have been interested in him before, but we didn't do it. We signed Edouard Mendy and won a Champions League. Make of that what you will. And the final story of the day is regarding Paris Saint-Germain being interested in selling Neymar this summer. Pochettino at PSG, the rumours were that he was not good at dealing with and managing the big egos. I think the biggest ego of them all is probably Neymar. On his day, quality player, 31 years of age, but let's keep a little eye on this one. It only comes from the Mirror, so I absolutely don't believe what I'm reading, but if PSG are looking to sell, don't be surprised if Todd Boehly looks at Neymar. It's a big name signing, it's a fancy one, it's extreme. Don't be surprised if Todd Boehly goes for it. But Pochettino is set to be appointed as the Chelsea manager. Give you guys all of my thoughts on all of the different reasons behind why this is good and bad in the video if he does get appointed, just in case something goes wrong. I've already done this with new managers this season and I don't want to do it again, but it's looking likely. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this update video. Subscribe to GBFC if you are new around here. I need to rest my shoulder. It flipping aches after carrying this camera, and I'm going to try and make sure I don't get caught in any more earthquakes. Not that I have any say in that, but anyway, come on you Blues.